What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to All Impact No Filter podcast. It's been a while since we've done one of these. I'm super excited to be back. Um, we're back because UFC 327 is this weekend, and these fights are going to be insane. I'm telling you right now, this is one of those cards that people are sleeping on, and I don't know why. I think it's maybe because one of the title fights got taken off, but this card is still stacked no matter what. By the end of the night, everyone's going to be talking about it. We already know. We got a wild main event, some knockout artists, and a couple fights that could completely shake up the whole ranking system of where some people are. So today we're going to break down the full card, give you my picks, my locks, my upset, because I think there's going to be a couple upsets in here tonight, and we'll see who's all done. We'll see who's right by the end of the night, because when it's all said and done, only one can be winner. So let's get right into it, guys. First, I want to talk about, I got my notes here, why this card matters. At light heavyweight, things are wide open. Alex Pereira just vacated, went up to 225, so heavyweight, 225 and higher. The 205 title right now is vacant, and we got two superstars, Yuri Prohaska, who has been at the top, and you have Carlos Ulberg, who is just rising to the top and is a crazy mixed martial artist. He's good all the way around. He's got great striking. Like Yuri has said all week, he's got great kicks. The left hook is nasty. There's no dominant long-term champion right now. Like, Alex is gone. We don't know if he's going to end up coming back down or if he's going to stay at light heavyweight. Dana was asked about that, and he pretty much said, we'll see what happens with this first, because we don't know what's happening with Alex at heavyweight. He could want to stay. He could want to come back down. This entire card has the same energy as this main event has, because there's just constantly stacks after stacks. Let's go ahead and break down the main event first, just that way we're going fight by fight here. Yuri Prohaska, Carlos Ulberg, number 3 and number 4, I think, ranked is what they are right now. So it's they're still right there, maybe 2 and 3. I mean, they're at the top. This is one of the most interesting matchups we've had in a while, because Carlos Ulberg is just up and up and up, and Yuri Prohaska has not lost anybody not named Alex Pereira. So this is going to be crazy. Yuri's pure chaos. He's unorthodox. He's unpredictable. He's constantly moving forward, but he gets hit a lot. That's the main thing. And he's talked about his defense needing to be better. So we'll see if this fight, if he can keep his crazy wild side, because I think that's what works for him. But let's see if he can pull his defense in a little bit more and be a little bit more sound in his defense. Ulberg is the opposite, though. Ulberg has that defense. He is clean. He's crisp. He's technical. He's patient. He does not waste shots. So the simple question is going to be, does this fight turn into chaos, or will it stay technical? And we've not seen a fight yet, other than the Alex fights, where Yuri doesn't make it chaos. Ulberg's going to have to control distance and pick his shots and stay disciplined. That's as simple as it is. And I think no matter what, Ulberg's going to look good. I think Yuri's going to look good. But it's just going to come down to who's better on this night. And in my opinion, I can't pick. But I can tell you what, it's going to happen by knockout. So that's my first pick of the night. I'm taking this fight either way. Someone's getting knocked out. I really want to see Yuri win, but I'm not that confident. But I am confident someone's getting knocked out in this main event. Next, we got the co-main event. Murzanikov. No, don't, because I don't know. Okay, but he's a bad MFer. Okay. And versus Costa. Now, they've been going back and forth with the secret juice, blah, 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 blah. And Costa's, not looked very good the past recent couple years. And ever since he lost to Izzy, it's kind of just been downhill from there. But he's up at 205, even though he hasn't looked the greatest at 205 either. He's facing a killer right now. And Costa's tough. He's aggressive. He's always moving forward. But it's just like Yuri. He gets hit way too much. And Murzakanov, he's got power, man. This feels like one of those fights where either Costa can grind it out and just survive, or he gets caught. I mean, those to me are the only two options. I'm going Murzakanov by knockout. I just don't see Costa being able to survive the whole time with him, but You never know. We'll see. Let's see. Lock of the night. So my lock of the night. This should be a given. We've seen how stupid this guy's been acting all week. He's not taking this serious. He thinks this is a gimmick. He's got 2 wins in the UFC, and now he's facing Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades is my lock of the night. I swear, if Curtis Blades doesn't starch this dude, put him on the ground and pound the hell out of him, I've completely lost faith in Curtis Blades, because this should be a layup for Curtis Blades. And all respect to Curtis Blades, the way he's handling all of this, he's completely ignoring him. He's just not letting it get to him. He just knows the dude's, it's his thing. Even like Dana said, it's his thing. It's not my thing. You know, it's not my thing either. I don't really care for it. I like people that are like raw emotion, pure, like into it, like a Dustin Poirier or a Yuri. And let's talk about Yuri. Okay, at the press conference, I can't be the only one that thought this was the most hilarious thing ever. But when they asked Yuri, you know, what do you think about Josh? And Yuri kind of almost don't know if he's getting like understanding your question every time. But then Yuri's response, Josh who? And the place just erupted laughing. It was great. But either way, this is one of those things where Curtis Blades just should starch Josh Hoyt. And it comes down to the wrestling. Blades is one of the best wrestlers in the division, period. Unless Josh can stop the takedown, which, you know, he's obviously a wrestler too, he's going to be in for a long night, man. If he can't stop Curtis from getting him on the ground, because we all know Curtis is just ground and pound monster, man. I see with Curtis, we see the control time. I'm going to see the ground time, the control on the ground, and I see a dominant performance for Curtis Blades. This fight right here is going to be my lock for the night, because I don't see how Curtis Blades loses this one. It's definitely putting your money on Curtis Blades. Upset of work, upset. Okay, upset. A wild fight. If I could pick this fight to end by double knockout, I would, because that's what I think would probably happen in a real world situation. But I don't think that's really going to happen. I mean, it could, and it's happened before. But what the fight I'm talking about, if you don't already know, Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker. Now, I love both of these dudes. Their energy, their aura, their enthusiasm, everything about them. The personalities are great. As guys, I love them. Dominic Reyes, he's a GOAT from way back. He's been fighting the best of the best from the beginning, but we've seen him get dropped so many times. And I even got to watch him live when he won his comeback fight in Nashville, I think Louisville, when we were, I think it was Nashville. I think it was Nashville. No, it was Louisville, because one of my buddies was with me. Okay, so when we went to Louisville fight night, Dominic Reyes, he won that fight. It was actually, I think he may have been the main or the co-main event. But either way, we were there. We watched him. I mean, everyone was so happy for him, and it was such a great moment. And I'm happy he's doing better. Unfortunately, you know, he's not perfect in his last couple fights, but Johnny Walker's one and the same. You know, he's had some amazing moments. He's had some crazy moments, but he also has gotten knocked out like some horrible moments. So this one, I don't really know. This fight with Dominic Reyes is chaos waiting to happen. I mean, that's all it is between Johnny and Dominic. They both have powers. Both guys constantly are being hurt. You know, they say once a chin's gone, it's gone, and you've seen them do some crazy knockouts. And Walker's the type of fighter that only needs one moment, though. Like, if either one of these guys land, it could be over. It's not a safe pick, but the kind of fight where anything can happen. I'm going to call this fight Walker. I could just see Walker. He's a little bit taller, he's longer, and he's a little bit younger. I mean, it's not much, but Dominic Reyes has just been through some more wars. I think this is a risky pick either way. Just if I had to pick, I'm going to go by Walker on this one. There's a couple of fights, you know, that aren't being talked about as much as the main 3 or 4 fights, but shouldn't skip these, man. Some of these fights on here are going to be great. First, we got Pitbull versus Pico. This is one of the most explosive matchups on the card. They both said they don't know how they haven't fought each other before. You know, they've always been on the same card together, just fighting other people in a different organization. But Yeah, of all places, of all times, now in the UFC, what better place could you ask for? This one has speed, power, experience. Both these guys are durable, strong. This one literally has everything, and these guys are fast and they are powerful. But that one's going to be a great fight. Another one I want to bring up, you got Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr, the train, man. Okay, so I love Cub Swanson. I've been watching him since before I even really was into UFC. I guess that makes sense. Like, I wasn't really watching UFC like I am now, but every time I'd see clips or, I knew who he was. Like, even before I was really watching it, just because of the WEC. And, like, I didn't even watch that seriously, but he was just one of those names that you knew, I guess, because he's such a legend, man, and he's been fighting for so long. Um, it could be a passing of the torch moment. I mean, like Nate Landwehr, he's not been the greatest either. Like in my opinion, I don't. He's known to get knocked out, but it's because he puts himself in the fire, and I feel like that's not a bad thing. I mean, he's going to show up or show out, and that's how he works, and that's cool with me because that's as a fan, that's what I love to see. I love someone to go put it all on the line, and I think that's what we want to see because Cub Swanson's coming out here. Yesterday, he was done talking about retirement, didn't want to talk about retirement. He was worried about the fight in front of him, and Nate, the train Landwehr, is just going to come at him full speed. He don't care. Retirement, first fight, last fight, he's there to win, and both these guys are going to bring the war. Don't miss that one. It's going to be sad to watch Cub Swanson go, but I have a feeling he's going to be putting out on his last fight, and he's going to come with everything. Couple quick picks I want to go over. Kevin Holland, always dangerous, always entertaining, but it's so hard to pick him. I think against Randy Brown, though, this is one he should win, and I would assume he should win it. But it's hard to trust him sometimes because it's like when you put money on him, he loses. When you don't bet on him, he wins. So this one, if I had to, I would take Kevin Holland over Randy Brown. We got Gamrot. Wrestling should be the difference. I don't expect this to be like an easy fight, but I expect Gamrot to show his dominant wrestling, and I feel like it may not be like a fun fight, but I feel like it could be a pretty dominant fight. Also on the card, we got Tatiana Suarez. And, she's got the same dominant grappling, hard to bet against, man. She's just a powerful little woman, and I think her grappling, wrestling can get it done. These are solid picks if you're building parlays or just looking for a couple confident winners. Like I said, the only one I'm not really confident about in there is the Kevin Holland, just because he's hit or miss. He's always entertaining. Do not get me wrong, one of the most entertaining fighters there is, but it is what it is. If you're betting on this card and you want some safe picks, though, my safest picks, I would say Blades. That should be a lock. We're going Blades. We're going to go Gamrot because dominant wrestling, and we're going Suarez with dominant grappling. Those are the three most safest picks, in my opinion, I think you could make. If you want something with a little more value, Olberg right now I think is the favorite, maybe just by a little bit. So, you could you're not getting plus money there, but it's pretty, almost pick 'em, maybe even. That's how close I think it is. Just take Olberg, Mazakhanov by knockout. I think that's a pretty valuable pick. It's probably plus money, I'd say, but I feel like it's possible. And lastly, Walker. I feel like Walker, it's probably going to be plus money, but it's possible. So that could be, something worth a little bit more value. High risk, high reward. Just don't blame me if it goes sideways because I'm just here telling y'all my opinion. But I'm really excited to be back doing this again. The boys obviously aren't with me. Hopefully we can get them in here in some capacity, whether it be online or just here with me, whatever we can work out. But we are going to be at the card party hosted by Die Hard Cards next weekend, exactly a week away. So tonight we're going to enjoy UFC 327. Next week on the other page we'll be wheeling and dealing cards. But that's the full breakdown for UFC 327. I know there's some other fights in there, just some I didn't really want to have time to talk about. But drop your picks down below in the comments. Let me know who you got in these fights. Let me know if you think I'm on spot or if you think I'm a goofball. Let me know who's your lock pick. Who do you think is a lock pick of the night? Who do you think is going to be an upset? Like I said, there's a couple upsets in here. There's a couple locks in here for me. Who do you think? Yeah, we'll be back after the fights. We'll recap what's going on. Maybe we'll get, a little something from Colin or Steven, see what they thought of the fights, and we'll throw that in here as well. Yeah, but we'll see what's going on after these fights. Hopefully everything plans out just like I said it would, and I can win some money. That's the goal. And hopefully these guys put on a war for these fans. But this has been All Impact No Filter Podcast, guys. Like I said, I'm super happy to be back. We'll see what happens Saturday night.